Grand Theft Auto 6 is way bigger than we're being told. Let's get into it.
GTA 6 is way bigger than we are being told, and in this video we're breaking down just how ridiculously massive this map might actually be.
And you know what else is massive?
In this
Gonna eat
video, we're
my
talking comparisons to
Rice
some of the largest
Krispies
open worlds
during
ever
this.
made. We're talking about Rockstar's history of progressively inflating their maps like they're trying to impress a Tinder date, and we're talking about how one single skyline screenshot might have accidentally revealed way more than Rockstar initially intended. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? For years now, people have been obsessing over leaks, rumors, and blurry JPEGs trying to answer one simple question. How big is GTA 6 really? We know that over the years, Rockstar has been no stranger to making worlds that feel absolutely massive, even when their actual size says differently. But this time around, with GTA 6, Rockstar is making a game that, based on scale comparisons, will make the drive from the Keys to the downtown area of Vice City roughly 8 to 9 kilometers. For comparison, this is basically the equivalent of driving from Los Santos all the way to the northern part of Mount Chiliad.
So like that's like 90% the total longitudinal, or you could say vertical length of the map. If you straighten this line out, it's pretty much the entire extension from the farthest point down to the airport down here. In fact, it might even extend a little further, or it might be an exact length. But point is that drive that he's talking about would span the entire length of the GTA 5 map.
Let me clarify this by saying that most likely the ride will be even longer, depending on your starting position. Now, let that sink in for a moment. One coastal stretch in GTA 6 might actually rival an entire cross-state trip from the last game. And to truly capture how massive this entire map will end up being, I think we have to go back to the beginning. If you rewind things all the way back to 2001, Liberty City in GTA 3 felt absolutely gigantic. The map featured 3 distinct islands with tunnels and bridges connecting each one. But what made a map that was basically somewhere around 8 square kilometers feel insanely big was the fact that each area was blocked off at the start, only giving the player small glimpses of what's on the other side. The map itself had really good verticality, the streets were dark, and overall made exploring feel as if the map would never end. Then, a year later, Rockstar followed up the release of
GTA Vice City, which is what he's about to say. Not really sure why I paused to interrupt to say that. I will say though, when I used to play Vice City way back in the day, at the early 2010s, I think that's around the time I started playing it. And that game is only 1 year younger than I am. I was born in 2001. Vice City came out in 2002. But the map to me was always small. It was fine for what it was, and I had a lot of fun playing it, obviously, as most people do with a GTA title, but the map was never huge to me. San Andreas is where the maps became huge to me.
GTA 3 with the release of Vice City. And despite being larger in terms of actual size, sitting at 9 square kilometers, the map for many felt smaller than the one we got in GTA 3.
I just said that. I just said Vice City felt small. It's 2 islands instead of 3.
I mean, if I had to argue, I'd say that half of the map being just a long stretch of beach didn't really help. But here, Rockstar learned their first lesson about map design, as they figured out that perception is basically everything. Rockstar understood that you didn't need a world to actually be big, you just needed it to feel bigger than it actually was. And in 2004, with the release of GTA San Andreas, they hit the nail right on the head. San Andreas wasn't a small upgrade on the things we've seen in the
San Andreas was a huge overhaul. I remember pirating this game for the first time on this website called NJEClick. I don't know if it's still active to this day. That's actually where I got my first copy of Vice City from. But man, San Andreas was just a complete overhaul.
The game was a full-on masterpiece that still to this day stands the test of time and is a marvel of technological achievement. The game featured a map that was roughly 38 square kilometers, filled with 3 cities, countryside, deserts, mountain ranges, as well as multiple airstrips, back roads, and so many side activities that you would not know where to start. At that time, this was one of the most mind-blowing experiences for me, and still to this day, only Rockstar has made me feel the same exact way with the release of GTA 5 and RDR 2. Hell, I basically turned into a junkie hoping that the next hit they give me is going to reproduce the same effect as the first ones did. Now, with GTA 4, they ended up going back to Liberty City, and instead of raw size, they chose density and verticality to truly capture the feeling of being inside of modern-day New York. GTA 4 is a game that showed us that even if the map is small, it doesn't have to feel that way for the player. Hell, GTA 4 only came out around 16 square kilometers in size in total, but then in 2004,
So that's less than San Andreas. In fact, that's less than half, because he said San Andreas was 38. So this was like half of 38 is 19, so 60. Yeah, that's a huge downgrade in size.
5, addressing the complaints that people had about the lack of any countryside in GTA 4. With GTA 5 though, I feel like Rockstar basically overcompensated for the lack of the countryside in 4 by literally making 2/3 of the map nothing but mountains, deserts, and the occasional cougar specifically put in place to ruin Mario speedruns.
Yep.
Wrong.
With GTA 5 though, the map size clocked at an insane 76 square kilometers, basically doubled what it was compared to San Andreas and almost 5
San
times
Andreas,
bigger
yeah.
than GTA 4. This finally brings us to the current mapping project that is being worked on by Giannis and the rest of the talented GigaChat team behind the mapping project. Now, one comparison I want to make before I proceed with the deep
Bro, how do people even have time for that stuff? Mapping project, don't you have to go to work? Or even if you're like a online influencer, but then again, I mean, they are making videos, but I feel like so much of your video making time would be taken up by, bro, people have way too much time on their hands.
Project is the mapping project done for GTA 5. The original mapping project we had for 5 featured a map that was drawn out based on nothing but screenshots, promo materials, and a few leaks here and there. And let me say, for its time, with the information that the guys making this had, this was actually pretty impressive. But if we switch to the mapping project for GTA 6, we can see a beautiful rendition of a map that you would genuinely think can be part of the official game itself. Now, this brings us back to the original screenshots that I was talking about initially. A few days ago, while scrolling online, I ran into a post that showcased what seems to be a zoomed-in AI version of this original screenshot. And this genuinely made me realize how far out things will be in this game. If we use the once again, realize.
You know, going back to this picture right here and seeing all of these islands, I really wonder how many things are hidden in these foresty islands, these islands covered by trees. I wonder how many hidden collectibles and Easter eggs are just going to be scrambled in these foresty areas. I can't wait to explore them.
How far out things will be in this game. If we use the once again amazing map made by Giannis and the mapping community, we can see that not only will the trip from the Keys to the downtown Vice City area be around 9 kilometers, but the entire trip from Sundown, which is the in-game equivalent to Key West, to the top part of the map will be around 15 to 25 kilometers depending on your vehicle of choice. For instance, the trip from Los Santos International Airport to the top of the map in GTA 5 is only around 10 to 15 kilometers, which means that not only are we getting a bigger map, but we are getting a map that will literally have the entire state of San Andreas fit within Vice City and its surrounding area. Now, if we overlay GTA Vice City's original map with the GTA 6 map, we can see that the entirety of GTA Vice City will fit within the downtown area of GTA 6. To make it even crazier, if we overlay the map of San Andreas onto it, we can see that the entire state will easily fit into the area of Vice City, with additional space left at the top closer to Ambrosia. And if we overlay the map of GTA 4, which ironically is the most vertically scaled one, we see that not only is Vice City like 3 times bigger, but its density and verticality paired with the enterable interiors leak from GameRoll shows us what kind of a behemoth we will be dealing with in the final release. Now, one of the most interesting things for me is that if we overlay the GTA 5 map again and click on the landmark button here, we can see just how many different areas areas are covered just based on the sheer size of the GTA 5 map. Now yes, we already know a lot about the map itself. Most things are fairly well known by now, with basically the entire bottom part, the area around Ambrosia and Port Gellhorn being relatively mapped out. The mystery that persists is the northern part of the map. Yes, we know that the Mount Calaga area will most likely take the most space up top, basically serving as this game's version of Mount Chiliad. But what else will this area feature? Where can we expect your town to be located? And what the hell is even Bohemia? My best guess is that Bohemia is most likely nothing more than a settlement somewhere in the northern part of the map, serving as a minor location similar to the Altruist camp in GTA 5. And as for Yorktown, in the promo material we can see there will most likely either be a town itself or just a continuation of
A town itself, you don't say.
the top left corner. But either way, one can hope that these two are some kind of hidden locations that Rockstar is saving for Trailer 3 and the final marketing push. And after all, even if these two aren't of any major importance on the map size itself will already be almost 3 times bigger than GTA 5. Anyways, what do you guys think? Will this game be as big as we all expect?
Is this Watch Dogs 2? I don't know what this is. I think it's Watch Dogs 2. Has to be with the hacking thing elements on screen.
Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and a huge shout out to the 1,940 people that ended up subscribing. You folks are the best. Now, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button and of course subscribe so that good luck follows you on your future adventures.
Alright, I'm gonna watch this next, but before we get into that, let me just see what the comments are saying real quick. San Andreas is hands down the best map as of now. I agree with that. The key word is variety. GTA 5 only offers 1 major city, 2 smaller ones, and then quite a lot of countryside that, however, doesn't include many interesting places to visit. True. San Andreas offers 3 major cities, 10 minor ones, woods, and several unique, even creepy areas in the middle of nowhere that are actually intriguing to visit. I think he's referring to like that whole Area 51 location in the desert. There's a lot of Easter eggs and stuff going on there. That are actually intriguing to visit, plus the desert with area. Yeah, I was just talking about it with the Area 69. I expect each area of GTA 6's map to be unique and actually give the players reason to visit over and over again. With it being said, it also has to be big because it will be our new home for at least the next 10 years, considering how long GTA 5's lifespan has been. I'm gonna correct you there real quick. It's not 10 years, it's 15. And it might even stretch to 20, but at the very least it's 15. It's not gonna be 10. It's gonna be more than that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end there. That comment alone was a mouthful. Pause. My OCD wants to scream when you keep putting the maps over water. Yes. I didn't say anything, but it definitely, I thought it. I understand, lol. That's all he has to say about that. Let's see what else. I said I was gonna end, but I had to follow up. I can imagine around 700 interiors can be true. However, I think that some will repeat themselves so that we end up at 250 to 350 unique interiors instead, some of which exist 2, 3, or even more times across the map. As either they repeat themselves, I would be okay with that, as long as they maybe implement some small stylistic changes that make each feel a bit more unique than the other ones. Yes. So that was it. That was GTA 6 is way bigger than we're being told. If you made it this far, comment, like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff. My socials are in the description, and I will see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.